Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a tack cleaning tutorial. This is another requested video. I have my tack up here, which I'm going to get out in a second. But first I'm just going to tell you a few things you'll need. You'll need some sort of cloth. I just have a J cloth. And also some saddle soap. My saddle, I'm not going to be using the saddle soap because I have a synthetic saddle, so basically I'm just going to use a damp cloth with some warm water just to give it a wipe over and get any mud that might be on it off. But for the stirrup leathers, I will be using this because the stirrup leathers are leather, so that's okay. And you'll also need some old newspaper. That I just got this from downstairs, from like a newspaper from December 30th, so not too long ago, but everyone's read it. So just get some old newspaper that no one's using anymore, and this is basically just so you don't get any like saddle soap on the floor or anything, and just so you don't get any mess anywhere, just in case you spill some saddle soap or saddle soap gets on the floor. Instead of it going and staining the carpet, or if you have a wooden floor, staining the wooden floor, it goes on the newspaper and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'll start off with my bridle because that's probably going to be the easiest thing to do. So yeah. Okay, so I have my bridle here. It was last cleaned about 2 weeks ago, so it just needs a refresh. This is Bentley's bridle. He has a little chain on it, and I've just seen on Facebook that chains hurt your horse. They don't. This is a curb chain, and basically it's really tangled right now, but before you put it on you have to like make sure it's all straight. That's probably why it's probably hurting your horse if it hurts your horse. But Bentley's had this since he was broken in, according to his previous owners. It just has to be straight like that. So it's all laying the same way, and then it won't hurt. So I'm pretty sure these people saying that it hurts have been using it like that, where it's not all laying the same way. But yeah, it doesn't hurt your horse. It's basically just backup for the bit. Like, it doesn't really affect Bentley, but basically when you pull on the reins, it's like connected to the bit. So when the bit goes back, the chain like releases and it kind of like pulls a bit. I'm not too sure, but it doesn't hurt your horse, so I don't know why people are saying that. It's just basically just a stronger brake, and Bentley's used it since he was broken in, so it doesn't hurt. So if you see anyone saying that, just ignore them because it's not true. Okay, so I'm going to start off by laying. You can't really see it that well. I'll move this down a bit. And there goes my phone. I was using it as a light. Okay. This isn't gonna work. I'll sort something out. But yeah, just lay your bridle out. I've just tucked the rest of the bridle over there. So I've only got the reins, most of the reins, lying on the newspaper. Then you're just gonna get your J cloth, and you're just going to get your saddle soap. And mine's a spray, so I'm just gonna spray like a couple of pumps into the J cloth, and then it smells really nice. And then I'm just gonna work from here and just rubbing both sides just down. You can't see this. And just give it a good old scrub. And then normally I'll scrub the top bit, and then when it goes into the grippy bits, I have little grippy bits on the reins, and then I'll put more pumps. This J cloth is already dirty. And just move on to the grippy bits. These are harder to clean. It's like cloth gets stuck in them and everything. Just show you, rub it really good. Sometimes it can be easier just to lay it down and just rub it like that. I sometimes do that because it's sometimes easier to do that. But then it gets tangled. lay it flat out like that and just rub. And then you'll need to apply some more soap and rub a bit more. And then until you get to the end of it. So, and then I'll stop there for now and I'll finish the bottom bit off. And then just flip it over. And then get the other side. Just give that a good rub. And just remember to keep applying saddle soap when you think it needs some more. Great. And then you'll just do the same on the other side, so I'm not going to film that because it's exactly the same. Okay, so now I finished the rings, so I'm just going to hook them up on the little hook next to me. It doesn't matter if you don't have a hook, I'm just putting it up there just to keep it out of the way. So next I'm just going to move on to the top bit. Let's see. I'm just going to do the headband and the top bit and then just work my way down. It's really important that you keep your bridle clean because otherwise it can become like really uncomfortable for your horse. Like it can become infected. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but it probably is. So yeah, it's really important to keep your tack like right in because it's got the two bits on the headband, so make sure you clean both of those bits, like separate the two and like rub all of them. Just nice thorough clean, because like I know that cleaning tack is a pain, but you would rather clean your tack than have an ill horse or something. So cleanliness is best, because otherwise it could cost you a lot of money if your horse gets like an infection or something. You need to pay like the vet and like, for antibiotics, etc. So yeah, once you've done that, just slowly work your way down on all the little straps, the throat. Just give it a good old scrub-a-dub-dub. Sometimes it can be easier to hook your bridle up, but I don't really have anywhere to hook it, so I'm just going to lay it flat out as best as I can and just scrub and then like swap sides, etc. So yeah, I'm going to just quickly brush over this side and then just get underneath as well. Another thing is don't clean your bit with saddle soap. Clean that with just warm water, because otherwise it will taste disgusting for your horse and your horse will not want to take the bit in his mouth, and then he might become naughty and not take the bit at all, even if it doesn't taste disgusting, but he might just pick up bad habits, which is not good. You don't want your horse to get in bad habits. So yeah, now I've done that, I'm going to swap it over so I get both sides, and then I'll probably do the noseband like last. I'll do like the little top bit, but I won't do the main bit of it because there's just so many parts in the bridle and it can kind of get confusing. That's why a lot of barns, my old barn had like a little hook where you'd hook your bridle up and then you could clean it while standing up. It's better than laying it down, but obviously I have no hooks because I'm at home. So yeah. I'll also show you how to clean the bit and the stirrups whilst I'm at it, because I'm going to clean those. So basically with the stirrups, I just put them in a bucket of water, just leave them to sit there for a bit, but I might just get a cloth and just wipe them over, because I did ride today and my boots were so muddy, because so I got all the stirrups muddy. So I'll probably just give them like a wipe over with a cloth, just so they're I'll clean, and this is probably getting really boring for you now. So yeah, I think that's all of bridal cleaning. If you think you missed any parts, just quickly go over them quickly, just like so. Because like I probably missed some part, and I don't want anyone in the comments just like, oh my god, you missed this part, blah blah blah, like start having a go at me. You can always do the reins again if you want to. OCD. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So now I can stop recording and move on to the saddle. Okay, so I got my saddle. I've taken the saddle cloth off because it can get a lot of dust can collect up on the seat underneath. So I've done that. I've cleaned the majority of this side, but I haven't finished it yet, so I'm going to come back to that. But I'm just first going to do the side that you can see, because there's no point really in me doing this side when you can't see it. So I have a bowl of hot water here, so it's because it's just easier than me constantly running out to the bathroom. So yeah, just with saddle soap, if you have a leather saddle, because mine's synthetic, so I can't use saddle soap because it just doesn't, it damages it or something. It's not right. But yeah, if you have a leather saddle, and just use saddle soap, like a couple of pumps, like you would do when you're doing your bridle. I've also taken the stirrup leathers off, and they're here. I'm going to wash them separately and do the stirrups, etc. I would normally take the stirrups off and start soaking them in a washing up bowl or a bucket or something, but I'm at home, so I don't really see the point of doing that. I may as well just wash it with a cloth or something. So you want to get right on the saddle, flat, and then the knee roll is actually suede, so I can just use damp cloth in there. It's fine. It'll dry. It might take a while to dry, but it's fine, and you can still do that. There's fluff on my hand. Yeah, so lift up flat, and all where the stirrup leather hooks on, it's really dusty, so make sure you get all in there. Even though you can't see it, you've still got to get right in there, and all under this little ring as well. I'm gonna have to lean over my saddle now. This is a box position. Get all under here, anywhere that's material. Maybe not here because this isn't like, I don't even know what that is, but I don't think it needs cleaning. And then get your girth straps. Oh, this is probably not good for my saddle. So yeah, get all in there. Yeah, up close and personal here, aren't we? And this is really hard to hold and clean. So yeah, I need to buy some more girth straps at some point, because they're starting to break. The holes are like expanding, and that's not very good. Oh god, this is so hard. So much effort. I don't really know what to talk about, but you know. Okay, maybe I'll talk about with a leather saddle because I have experience with them. Believe it or not. So basically, when you're doing your leather saddle, when you're using your saddle soap, if it's a bar, then this problem doesn't really happen too much. But if you're using a spray, don't spray too much, because if you use too much spray, then it can really damage your saddle. Like, it can make your saddle really slippery, and it's like you lose your balance like so much, and it's horrible. Like, my friend I used to ride with, she was only about 9 when we were doing tack cleaning, and she put too much saddle soap on, and when she was riding later that day, I know that sounds stupid that you cleaned your tack and then rode, but we were on like a tack cleaning course, so we kind of just did it. Yeah. Yeah, she cleaned her saddle earlier that day, and then like in the afternoon when it all dried and everything, we rode again, and it was so slippery. When she was cantering around, she fell off because her saddle was just so slippery. Like everyone else's had dried except for hers because she used too much soap, so it didn't dry quick enough, and she fell off. So that's probably why you shouldn't put too much saddle soap on. Okay, so it's really, really important to clean the bottom part thoroughly as well. Like, even though you can't see it, it's like close to the horse's skin. Like, yeah, you have the saddle cloth protecting and everything, but it can still, like, my screen just went black. Sorry. That it was still filming, but I just get self-conscious that it stopped recording. But yeah, this part's important. Like, even though you can't see it, it's still really important because, like, it's on your horse's back, so just like a bit of mud digging into the saddle cloth, they'll most likely feel it on their back, and they will be in pain, and they might bolt, like my bloody horse did today, except it wasn't because of the saddle cleanliness. And that's not why I'm cleaning it. He was just a naughty boy. And if you want to know the full story, go look on my Instagram. My Instagram name will be in the description as per usual. Okay, I think the saddle is now clean. Hoping. Otherwise my arm will have to go at me like, is that the best you can do? So yeah, I think that is clean. I hope I'm not boring you, but I probably am. So next I'm gonna put that on the back of my bed, just so it can dry, because I don't have a horse in this house. So, and then I'm gonna move on to the stirrups. Okay, so I've got my stirrup leathers laid out, and I'm just going to separate the leathers from the stirrups, just so it's a bit easier. I'll just put them to the side because we'll get back to them in a minute. I feel like I'm on like a TV show or something, you know, it's like, oh, use this later. Or like a cooking show with Tack. Okay, so we'll get back to enjoying it. And then you just want to lay your stirrups. You can fold them in half like they normally rest if you don't have enough space, like I do. I'm going to start off with rinsing my cloth out. I need to change this water as well when I get to the stirrup. And I have to clean the cloth again because I don't really think this through, but oh well, this is how I do it. I'm not really a professional or anything like that, guys. I put extra pumps on because it's still got the warm water on. So and then I'll just give it a rub. You can't see. Just give it a rub so it's like on the whole thing. And then you'll just take your stirrup and rub both sides. And if these things clips dirty, like they've got mud on or something for some reason, then just clean that with a damp cloth like you would do with your stirrups. I can show you eventually. So yeah, sometimes it can be easier to lay them out fully. I don't really have a lot of space, and just do one side at a time, like turn it back, like so. And I have a feeling that someone's going to come in my room, so if they do, don't mind me, I'll be talking to them, probably. Hello.
Oh great, you're thinking out our room.
Well, I don't really have a lot of space in my room.
Fine.
Spray some freshener. It's cool. I'm running out of space. This one's done. I'll just fold it up and then put it to the side, and then I'll open it up. It's really quickly. Also, once you finish doing your stirrups and your stirrup leathers, don't forget to put your stirrups back on your saddle, because if you take your saddle and you've left your stirrups somewhere, you've got to put them back on, then you're going to be screwed. So those are the stirrup leathers done. I'll just leave them here to dry whilst I go and change the water and clean my cloth. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now I'm going to be moving on to the stirrups. So basically, I've got my stirrup leathers just drying off quickly. I don't know. Actually, I probably won't take the stirrup treads off because these are like a pain to get back in. Mine are anyway. Your might not be. Basically, I'm just going to start off by doing the metal bit, and then once I've done the metal bit, I shall be doing the stirrup treads. I should probably be saying stirrup irons, not the metal bit, but you know, grammar police, equestrian grammar police. Okay, so this is why I said that you should soak them in a bucket, because the mud is like disastrous to get off. It's horrible, and I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. So yeah, I'll just do them as best I can. You know, I guess it doesn't really matter if they're not like spotless and not like showing or anything. But I personally think it's easier to soak them in a bucket and do it that way. I'm just lazy. I don't know what to talk about. I'm not really gonna bother too much if they're not clean, because I don't care. Which is probably a bad thing to say. I'm putting these on, isn't it? I hope I'm doing this right. Don't know if I've done this right. Yes, I have. I'll put it on this one. And then I'll put them back on this one. Wait a second. I don't know what's now because I don't know that yet. And then I'll just do the same on this one, and then I'll put them back on. So that was my tack cleaning tutorial. Goodbye. One last thing I forgot was to do the bit, which is bad of me. It's very dirty. I'm just gonna do that quickly. Basically, I'm just gonna get a damp cloth and just wipe all the stuff off it. There's like some food and stuff. This Bentley's greedy. And it's just dirty in general. So it doesn't take long. Its spot wasn't clean. And Bentley also has a chain, so I'm just gonna give that a quick wipe as well. And that's done.